how does your work contribute to addressing the problem of violence against women in society?
I believe they put me on that board because I am a Chukis. And there is a growing number of Chukis here in Guam, and not just in Guam. But as you can see now, they are in Hawaii and throughout the United States mainland. And I think, the reason, again, that's the way I look at it. They want a voice. They want a voice. They want somebody who understands the people from that region. In terms of what is culturally sensitive and maybe linguistically appropriate. Those are two words that I use all the time when I work with them. So I think in terms of awareness, what is it that we need to understand? As a Chukis man, these are the goals, like what you're trying to do. And how are we going to convey that message to the Chukis community or to the Micronesian communities at large? And I think, that's why to be a voice of those people, they cannot speak for themselves, or to make sure that they understand who they are and what are the needs that they really need to understand about them. Because these people, they are silent most of the time. We do not speak like you. When we come to meetings, silence means respect for us. Maybe for you, say, what's wrong with you? But for us, that's the best we can represent ourselves. And I think by my role at the university, education is a very powerful weapon, very powerful tools, to convey a message of change. And I think, that's where I can be of service also. What is it that I can do as a faculty at the University of Guam to spread a message of change, of respecting women, to protect them? And that's very profound in my culture. A man is responsible to make sure that the women are fed, the children are fed, the elders are fed, never to go hungry. And we are also responsible to make sure that they're safe. They cannot be. They have to be safe all the time in their homes. I feel that responsibility to my mother, to my sisters, to my nieces, and those old women and men, and to my wife and all those. So I think, that's really what I need to do. They want me to do, to serve, to help in any way we can, to bring that message of change for protection, for safety.
That's very interesting, that take. I was born, your perspective. How was it for you to get in the fight, for against assault for not just women, but men and boys? And how do you see that in your society?
There is no perfect culture. We will never see a perfect culture. That's the way I look at it. But it can happen to make a change if we have that commitment to do it. And I look at it, the family is too very important. I look at it, the family is the basic to teach, to end violence starts within the family. And as we learn in school, I learned it in sociology. The powerful agents of change, number one, is always the family. You started out within the family, never to hurt women, never to touch your sister, your mother. The woman in that village, it's very basic. And let me just give you an example. I saw my own son one time in public talking back to her mother. And I told him at the end of that experience, I took him home. And I told him, never You never do that. Not only to your mother, but to any woman. You just don't talk to them like that. In my culture, I have to do my responsibility. And I'm sharing this with you because there is now a very different culture that we have seen. I took my son home. I locked him up in that room. And I did what I was supposed to do. I hurt him. And that's the word I can say. And he looked at me and he said, Daddy, you hurt me. I cried because I knew what I did. It was a painful moment for him and for me. But I told him, I love you. That's why I'm doing this to you. Because I will never see you to talk back to your mother like that. And we promise, never, never. That experience gives me really an opportunity to dig deeper and love my son. And he understands why I care about him. We became good friends. Not only a son, but one of my really best friends. I cannot do that here in Guam, Eric and Mary. By that, put me in jail. I cannot touch the young Chukis that they are mine, my nephews. Because if I touch them, they'll call the police. But I'm trying to do the right thing. I think we have lost. How do we discipline our children? I really believe. And it's sad to see my own people here, they have lost the discipline, the responsibility to discipline their own children. Because when we touch them, when we just touch them, when we talk to them, wait, I'll call the police. Where are we? In my village, if they do it, the young men, if they do it, if I cannot reach them because they're running faster than me, I'll make sure to ask the young man, get him. Get him, we will teach him a lesson. But not in public. We can do it secretly during the night. And we can advise them. Make sure you give him a lesson, but make sure also you will be still able to climb the coconut tree. You will be still able to climb the breadfruit tree. You will still be able to go fishing because we need him. But they got the message. You never, never, never do that.
Tools, obviously, but you're making an impact through education. How would you say that impact has played out? Do you feel that you've been able to sort of instill those values and morals upon the youth that go through your classroom, or do you feel like there's a disconnect with the younger generation?
In my classes, from the very beginning of that first class, I will share with them, this is what I expect to be done. And respect is very important in my classes. And let me just share with you, one day, I think this young man, he graduated from the university. Maybe he was just having a hard time. And he was in the classroom. He didn't read, he was not speaking the right word for me to really consider respectful to the students in the class. So at the end of the class, I took him to my office. And I told him, you ever speak that kind of words in my class? Especially when the women, the girls are there? I told him, I'll give you an F. And never should you be in my class again. And again, just like the way I treated my son at that time, that young man really turned out to be a good kid. And I told him, the next meeting we have, you're going to stand in front of the class and apologize. That I'm really sorry that I speak that way and I take full responsibility. And again, I spoke to him privately in my office. And I'm saying that because I think there are times we just have our time. That's why maybe he was speaking that way. It was not a good day. So it's good not only that we understand ourselves, but we have to understand others. Why these young men are acting this way? Is it because they're having problems in the families? They're hanging out with the wrong people, with the wrong friends? And my wife, she's a professional also. She's a teacher. We always talk. She said, always make sure that we encourage the kids nowadays. Choose your friend, but not the friend choosing you. You choose, you decide who are the friends that you're going to hang out with. So really the peer group. You hang out with the wrong team. There is a powerful influence of the environment. So we have to encourage the young man to learn the right things to do, be in the right place. Why would you go to a bar if you're going to get drunk and be in trouble? Stay out of it. And that's what I told him. You can drink, but be responsible and take full accountability of that.
What's your take on violence against men and young men?
There are many times they cannot speak publicly. We respect that. But once they know you, they'll be open up. And again, that relationship is very important to get to know each other, to be trusting with each other. And let me just share with you, I am an optimist. I believe we can always do it. I believe it can always be done. Nothing is impossible. And I believe people like you and Mary and Erica and Cynthia and all the others, when we work together, it will be a lengthy process, but it can be done. And how it can be done, again, I believe in the family. I believe in the community. There is no way you're going to educate children without the community because they're part of it. I believe in how the church has played a role in making a difference, playing a role in making change. I believe when you hang around with your friends, they're good friends. I will never be talking to you today, Eric and Mary, without my colleagues at the university. No way. I will never be talking to you today without people in the community that I work with, like Cynthia. She had helped me to all the things that I do at the university. She has been a very good, excellent collaborators. So your friends in the community is very important. And we say education is really, really vital, beyond important, beyond significant. Just imagine if you start teaching ending violence against women during the first 5 years in the family, and then when you get to elementary school and all the way, and then they're doing it like community outreach like this in the community, in the meeting halls. Indeed, Eric, I was just talking to Sam, one of the very good friend of ours, and she's a part of this. And it's Ansito, when we have meetings in the community among men, it's about planning for the future. We come to meet to plan for what's good for tomorrow. There is a purpose. And again, that's why I was asking you and Mary, what's your purpose? What is your statement of purpose? Because it has to be clear. This is what we're going to do. We're doing this for this purpose. And what's so good for the community. And I think if it's really clear, the statement of purpose, why it's so important, and once they get it, they will join that march. So really, as I share with you, and I am an optimist. I always believe there will be a better world. It would not be perfect because that's part of humanity. But the world will get better. And because people like you and Mary and Erica, you contribute to that better world. It can be done.